Hello everyone, Grandpa Ron here again. Hope you're all having a great day and everybody's well and happy. We're going to get back into our very basic Bible study today, and we've seen how the children of Israel have entered the promised land. The land has all been divided up. The Levites have been given cities dispersed throughout the promised land, and in future chapters, Joshua's farewell address to the people. But before we get to that, we have chapter 22 that describes a near civil war in the promised land and how it was averted. So let's see how all this came about. In chapter 22, verse 1, Then Joshua summoned the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half-tribe of Manasseh, and said to them, You have kept all that Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded you, and have listened to my voice in all that I commanded you. He's commending them for their service. Remember, these tribes had been given land on the east side of the Jordan River, under the condition that they send troops to help their brothers take over the land on the west side of the Jordan River. And they did that. Some of the men had to stay on the east side to raise crops and support the families and protect the families and all that. But a vast number went to the west side with the other tribes to secure their land. And they were faithful in doing all of that. Verse 3, You have not forsaken your brothers these many days to this day, but have kept the charge of the commandment of the Lord your God. Now when that says many days, I mean, it really is many. It's probably close to 7 years that they were gone and separated from their families. Verse 4, And now the Lord your God has given rest to your brothers, as he spoke to them. Therefore now turn and go to your tents, to the land of your possession, which Moses gave the servant of the Lord, gave you beyond the Jordan. So now that everything is settled down, the major military threats have been eliminated, it's okay for you to go back now. But he gives them a warning, a charge. Verse 5, Only be very careful to observe the commandment and the law which Moses the servant of the Lord commanded you, to love the Lord your God and walk in all his ways and keep his commandments and hold fast to him and serve him with all your heart and with all your soul. So he's telling them, be very careful. Don't let the fact that this river is separating you from the other tribes. You continue to love the Lord. Don't wander, don't stray, don't start serving other gods. Verse 6, So Joshua blessed them and sent them away, and they went to their tents. They went home. Verse 7, Now to the one half tribe of Manasseh Moses has given a possession in Bashan, but to the other half Joshua gave a possession among their brothers westward beyond the Jordan. So when Joshua sent them away to their tents, he blessed them. And he said to them, Return to your tents with great riches and with very much livestock, with silver, gold, bronze, iron, and with many clothes. Divide the spoil of your enemies with your brothers. In other words, he's saying, when you go back, you want a lot of spoil and a lot of riches. Make sure that you share this with your brothers that stayed home. This is a principle that we try to observe even today. A lot of these men, they would have gladly gone to war, but somebody had to stay home and take care of the home fires. And he's telling these warriors, when you go back, share your plunder with the ones that stayed back. All the honor doesn't just go to you. The honor goes to them too, because they played an important role themselves. We say that today in our military. The people that stay home, the mothers tending the children and all, there's a big burden on them. I grew up in a military family, and my father was away for years at a time. And my mother had to shoulder the burden of the family. So a lot of the credit of whatever achievements he made goes to the ones that stay home. Verse 9. And the sons of Reuben and the sons of Gad and the half-tribe of Manasseh returned home and departed from the sons of Israel at Shiloh, which is in the land of Canaan, to go to the land of Gilead, to the land of their possession, which they had possessed, according to the command of the Lord through Moses. So they're going back to the land that they were rightfully given through Moses himself. Verse 10, and when they came to the region of the Jordan, which is in the land of Canaan, the sons of Reuben and the sons of Gad and the half-tribe of Manasseh built an altar there by the Jordan, a large altar in appearance. Now this is going to stir up some contention, some controversy. While it was probably unnecessary for them to do this, they were concerned that when they crossed over the Jordan to their land, there was going to be some sense of separation between them and the other tribes. And, you know, as they go to their land, as they cross this Jordan, it's a very wide area with mountains on either side. It kind of struck home to them that they're leaving their brother tribes, and they don't want this sense of separation. So as is explained a little bit later, they built this altar as a reminder. So let's see what happens. Verse 11. And the sons of Israel heard it said, behold, the sons of Reuben and the sons of Gad and the half-tribe of Manasseh have built an altar at the frontier of the land of Canaan in the region of the Jordan on the side belonging to the sons of Israel. So they're hearing a report, word of mouth, and let's see how they react to that. And when the sons of Israel heard it, the whole congregation of the sons of Israel gathered themselves at Shiloh to go against them in war. Wow, this was a pretty dramatic action. They hear this report and they're ready to go to war, to go fight them. Verse 13. Then the sons of Israel sent to the sons of Reuben and to the sons of Gad and the half-tribe of Manasseh into the land of Gilead, Phinehas the son of Eleazar the priest, and with him 10 chiefs, 1 chief for each father's household from each of the tribes of Israel. And each one of them was the head of his father's household among the thousands of Israel. So at least they had the wisdom to send some representatives up there and really find out what's going on. So it seems as if they backed off a little bit. It could be they just sent the group up there while they were preparing for war anyway. But anyway, heads seem to have cooled down just a little bit here. Verse 15, and they came to the sons of Reuben and to the sons of Gad and the half-tribe of Manasseh to the land of Gilead, and they spoke with him, saying, Thus says the whole congregation of the Lord, what is this unfaithful act which you have committed against the God of Israel, turning away from following the Lord this day by building yourselves an altar to rebel against the Lord this day? They're reminding them, the Lord says we're just going to have one altar. You know, it's in the tabernacle. And now you're building another altar. So it appeared to them that they were turning away from the true God and building an altar for themselves. Verse 17, Is not the iniquity of Peor enough for us, from which we have not cleansed ourselves to this day, although a plague came on the congregation of the Lord, that you must turn away this day from following the Lord? And it will come about, if you rebel against the Lord today, that he will be angry with the whole congregation of Israel tomorrow. Now this incident that he's talking about in Peor is recounted in Numbers. And some of the children of Israel intermarried with women from other religions. Some of them had turned to worship Baal. God was very displeased. He sent a plague on the land. And so because of the sins of some of the people, everybody was being punished. And that's what he's saying here. This will be just like Peor, where if you sin, it's going to reflect on all of us. If, however, the land of your possession is unclean, then cross into the land of the possession of the Lord, where the Lord's tabernacle stands, and take possession among us. Only do not rebel against the Lord, or rebel against us by building an altar for yourselves besides the altar of the Lord our God. They're saying if you feel that your land is unclean, you have to have an altar on your side. Don't disobey the Lord. Just leave that land. Come, we'll give you part of our land. You can come stay on our side of the Jordan. So they're willing to do that for them. Verse 20. Did not Achan the son of Zerah act unfaithfully in the things under the ban, and wrath fall on all the congregation of Israel? And that man did not perish alone in his iniquity. Remember, we studied that earlier, where he took some of the booty that he was not supposed to, and he hid it. He buried it in his tent. And all the children of Israel were punished because the next battle, God didn't stand with them. They had sinned. And he had warned them of that. And they were defeated. And so they started to look within and say, what gives here? And they discovered through a process that this man Achan had taken things that were under the ban. And after he was adjudged guilty of that, he and his family were killed because they clearly were accomplices in this. So this is another example they're throwing up. Don't do this, because if you do, it will reflect on all of us, and we'll all fall under God's judgment. Verse 21. Then the sons of Reuben and the sons of Gad and the half-tribe of Manasseh answered and spoke to the heads of the families of Israel. Now they kept their cool. We read elsewhere in the Bible, a soft answer turneth away wrath, and that's kind of what's going on here. They didn't overreact. They're going to explain why they did this. Verse 22, the mighty one, God, the Lord of the mighty one, God the Lord, he knows, and may Israel itself know, if it was in rebellion or if in an unfaithful act against the Lord. Do not thou save us this day. If we were rebelling, judge us. We deserve it. Verse 23, if we have built us an altar to turn away from following the Lord, or if to offer a burnt offering or grain offering on it, or if to offer sacrifices of peace offerings on it, may the Lord himself require it. In other words, punish us if we've done this. But, verse 24, but truly we have done this out of concern for a reason, saying, in time to come your sons may say to our sons, what have you to do with the Lord, the God of Israel? So they're articulating their fears. We're afraid that this boundary, this Jordan River, is going to cause a separation between you and us. Verse 25, for the Lord has made the Jordan a border between us and you sons of Reuben and sons of Gad. You have no portion in the Lord. They're afraid that's what the children on the west side are going to say. So your sons may make our sons stop fearing the Lord. If there's a division like this, an enmity, there's a feeling of inequality there. It may squash the faith of the sons of the tribes on the east side and cause this big division. Therefore we said, let us build an altar not for burnt offerings or for sacrifice. Rather it shall be a witness between us and you and between our generations after us, that we are to perform the service of the Lord before him with our burnt offerings and with our sacrifices and with our peace offerings, that your sons may not say to our sons in time to come, you have no portion in the Lord. So they built it as a reminder that they still have the right to go over to Shiloh, to where the true tabernacle is, to do sacrifices. It's a conversation piece so that when their sons ask them about these issues, they can say this was built for this reason. Verse 28. Therefore we said, it shall also come about, if they say this to us or our generations in time to come, then we shall say, see the copy of the altar of the Lord, which our fathers made, not for burnt offerings or for sacrifice, rather it is a witness between us and you. Just as I explained before, this is a symbol. It's symbolic only, not really for sacrifice. Far be it from us that we should rebel against the Lord and turn away from following the Lord this day by building an altar for burnt offering, for grain offering, or for sacrifice, besides the altar of the Lord our God, which is before his tabernacle. So when Phinehas and the priest and the leaders of the congregation, even the heads of the families of Israel who were with him, heard the words which the sons of Reuben and the sons of Gad and the sons of Manasseh spoke, it pleased them. They were happy to hear the real reason that this was built, and it satisfied them. Verse 31. And Phinehas the son of Eleazar the priest said to the sons of Reuben and to the sons of Gad and to the sons of Manasseh, today we know that the Lord is in our midst, because you have not committed this unfaithful act against the Lord. Now you have delivered the sons of Israel from the hand of the Lord. So all is well. Everything's settled down. Then Phinehas the son of Eleazar the priest and the leaders returned from the sons of Reuben and from the sons of Gad from the land of Gilead to the land of Canaan to the sons of Israel, and brought back word to them. So they're going back home and reporting to the big mass of people. And the word pleased the sons of Israel, and the sons of Israel blessed God, and they did not speak of going up against them in war to destroy the land in which the sons of Reuben and the sons of Gad were living. So everyone was satisfied with this explanation, and they were happy with it. Verse 34, and the sons of Reuben and the sons of Gad called the altar witness, for they said, it is a witness between us that the Lord is God. So this near civil war was averted when the truth came out. Now, looking forward, we can see that this was unnecessary for them to do this. We can see how their fear grew, that they would feel there was a separation because of this big Jordan River gap. But it was unnecessary, and it really set a precedent that was dangerous in years to come. We're going to see in the time of the Judges and Kings and Chronicles that down the road, some of the kings do depart from the way of the Lord. They do set up other altars. They do set up altars to false gods and other gods from the region. And it causes tremendous problems and basically destroys the whole nation. And eventually God is so fed up with them, they are displaced from the promised land and carried off to Babylon. But that's way down the road. But this is kind of I wouldn't say a foreshadowing, but it shows us that it was not necessary, and it was actually kind of dangerous for them to do that. It was unnecessary. Anyway, next time we're going to listen to Joshua's farewell to the people and his advice and admonishment to them as we get to the end of the book of Joshua. We're going to stop here today, but I hope this has been interesting and meaningful for you, and I hope you'll watch the next ones. In the meantime, God bless. Bye-bye.